I'm Devin with DK Custom Products, and today we're going to be showing you how easy it is to change the shocks on a late model Sportster. So the tools that we're going to need to do the shocks on a Sportster 48 2010 model is going to be a torque wrench set. We're going to be using a T50 torque wrench. We got a ratchet, an extension. We do have a torque wrench. We're going to need some thread locker, and of course we got our NEXGEN shocks and the hardware that comes with it. We're just jacking the bike up and we're just trying to get the weight off of the rear tire. We're not trying to get it up in the air, just the weight off of it so it's in kind of a neutral position. So about right there. Now we're going to start taking our shocks, our stock shocks. These are aftermarket, but it'll be the same with stock shocks. We're going to start loosening the bolts on them and get these shocks off and get it prepared for the new shocks to go on. Also, I did want to mention that this process is the same on older Sportsters. It may just be different hardware. And it's the same on Dynas, baggers. I mean, on a bagger, you may have to take the bags off, but it's the same process on all these bikes. And again, this on this model bike, which is a 2010 Sportster, it's a T50 torque. And I did forget there is a 3/4 inch nut on the back of this one. It's actually on both sides. This side off. We're just going to repeat that process on the other side. So at this point, the swing arm is not connected to anything. The shock is what holds the swing arm in place. So if you're installing taller shocks, you would need to raise the jack. If you're installing shorter shocks, you need to lower the jack to get the bolt holes to line back up. You'll see that when we go to install it here in a second. And we don't use the washers on purpose with this installation because we have spherical bearings and they need to be able to articulate. If we use those washers, then they're not going to want to be able to use that articulation. So specifically, do not reuse your factory washers, but you will need to keep up with your bolts because we will be reusing those, and nuts if it's applicable. You want to make sure that we're going to set our shock up first here. I'm going to do the top eye first. This is what I like to do. You want the larger misalignment spacer to be toward the bike. So I'm going to put that larger one on the bike side. It doesn't matter which way the Schrader valve, the little chrome cap there, goes. I prefer it going in the downward position, but it doesn't matter. You can, whatever you like, whatever you prefer. I would recommend it be the same on both sides though. So I'm going to get the hardware stack up right, with the larger misalignment spacer toward the bike. I'm going to apply my thread locker. And then I'm going to get the top one started, and then we'll get our alignment for the bottom bolt. So we're going to prep the shock by putting the misalignment spacers where they go. The larger one goes toward the bike. The narrow one goes away from the bike. Again, we're not using washers because they're not needed in this application because we want the shock to be able to articulate. So I'm just going to start the top side. Just going to get the bolt started. And I'm going to let the shock hang for a minute. And you can see this is a longer shock than what we did have on here. So I'm gonna have to raise this jack up to get the shock bolt to be able to line up. So we're gonna do that now. Again, the swing arm is just floating. So as I'm raising this, the swing arm's staying connected to the ground and getting further away, creating the correct distance that we need. So I'm gonna put the larger spacer again toward the bike, the shorter out, and get our bolt through the hole. And now that we've got our height close on this side, we can go over to the other side, get it bolted up, everything loosely, and then we can tighten everything down, and then we're good to go. So right now I'm just snugging everything up. I'm not actually torquing them yet. So we're gonna come back and actually torque everything with a torque wrench to 40 foot-pounds. Some bikes say more or less torque than that. We recommend 40 on all of them just because some of the aftermarket shocks, not the NEXGENs of course, but like the Bitubos, do have a rubber bushing in there that can get deformed if it's tightened too much. So 40 foot-pounds is just a good safe range to tighten them all to. Again, I do have my torque wrench set to 40 foot-pounds. So we'll go ahead and torque them now. That's how easy it is to swap shocks on a late model Sportster. And again, the older Sportsters are just about the same, maybe different hardware. I mean, Dynas, baggers, they're all same process, maybe different hardware. And of course on baggers, you'll have to remove the bags. If you have any questions about this, you can leave us a comment, give us a call, write us an email. Y'all ride safe out there.